I love you, and I welcome you. In that order, I love you before I welcome you, because that's just the way I do things around here. So you're going to have to accept that. There's lots of snow on the ground here. It's a very cold day. But I feel very warm in my heart and very content with the way that life is. By conventional standards, there should be no reason for my happiness. I'm jobless and unkempt, disheveled, living with my parents, unambitious. Yet somehow I'm so happy. How can it be? If I said that I knew exactly how it could be, I would probably be lying to you. So I'm not going to pretend I know how I came to this place. Um, but I can share with you how it feels to me and how it felt um, arriving here, if you could call it that. It feels like everything is okay. Everything that life brings is okay. Everything that life takes is okay. It's very simple. It feels very simple. And there's no need for the things of life to come and break through my windows or smash through my door, because my door is always open. And nothing can be stolen from me, because I take no ownership of the things in my house, my spiritual house. It's funny, most of the things that I am now, I was afraid of being um, for a long time because I thought it would make me a failure, or guess I just thought happiness was at the end of some long road fought for and earned. But in my own experience, it feels more like it's just my natural resting state is happiness. And I'm going to propose that your natural resting state is happiness as well. And the very act of chasing what we think happiness is sort of takes it from us. It's so wonderful to listen to the birds in the morning, or the wind through the trees, or kids playing in the snow. But so many of us are caught listening to our thoughts all the time. When you're listening to your thoughts, you can't hear. You can't truly hear what is right now, what is right in your presence at this very moment. There's nothing wrong with thoughts, it's just that they're boring and repetitive. And when we pay too much attention to them, life seems boring and repetitive. And to give an example of this, I'm going to say boring and repetitive for a third time. But really, life is anything but. Life is wonderfully entertaining and surprising and spontaneous and beautiful. It's so easy to think that we don't have access to this level of existing, but we do. All of us do. And it may be useful to be around a person or a guru that can snap us out of our imaginary thought world and bring us back to the moment. I've heard in the Zen tradition, they hit you with a stick and yell, "Cats!" because they love cats. And that's good to have somebody that can do that to us, that can bring us back to the moment. But I don't believe we should rely on these people to always be there to bring us back. We have to find our own stick. We have to be our own cats, snap ourselves out of it. We have to develop that discernment or discipline inside of ourselves. We can't rely on anybody else to do it for us. But it takes a degree of maturity. And there's no need to feel sorry for ourselves or beat ourselves up, because that's just another thought. It's another trick of your mind. You're in the moment and then you run off making excuses about why you weren't in the moment. And suddenly you're not in the moment anymore. It's boring and repetitive for the fourth time. I'm going to make a claim, a conjecture that everybody here has the spiritual maturity to have this discernment inside of ourselves. Because even if you don't feel like you're spiritually ripe or mature, the very desire for ripeness or maturity is part of maturity and ripeness. It's very easy to take every opportunity to think, constantly think and think of how to get enlightened or think of how to be a better person, achieve something. But every time we do that, and that is a choice that we make to take the opportunity to think, every time that we do that, we are in some way abandoning something very precious. I might even say we're abandoning the very thing that we're chasing when we think. Why not abandon these thoughts instead? Yeah, what a notion. To abandon such valuable seeming thoughts. The very idea of that can sometimes bring fear. But then how will I know? But what if I'm stupid then? What if I lose my mind? What if I lose control? There can be no peace when we're running from things like that. There's no need to make any problems. If something arises that needs to be dealt with, we can deal with it. But there's no need to make problems where problems don't exist. We could practice for years and years and years. And not get anywhere. But a single moment of sincere prayer or meditation or devotion, surrender, love, a single moment of that is worth more than reading all the books in the universe, training with all the highest masters. So if instead of spending our life trying to craft our world within and without to try and create some version of a good life that we think will bring us happiness or acceptance or peace. If we stop trying to change the way we are, the way the world is, and instead we accept and allow all of these things to play the way that they do, then wonderfully things begin to start changing, and we begin to start changing in the perfect way, a way that we could never plan or craft ourselves. It's completely out of our control, but also in our control in some strange way. If we can only relax and trust the universe or God or the divine, that which is greater than our mind can ever comprehend. If we can relax and just fall into that, run into its arms. And recognize that we don't need to expend all this energy trying to reach an idea of happiness or love or peace, because they're all waiting for us at the core of our being. And we are all worthy of them. Mary's rainbow has disappeared. And so I'm going to take that as a sign that my speaking for the day is complete. Thank you, thank you.